on the corner. Same smell, same night. I grew up in the apartment above the liquor store, where the floorboard shook when dudes slammed the door. Where every Friday night was somebody getting loud, and every Saturday morning was broken glass on the ground. Mom worked doubles, dad wasn't around much. Bills late, fridge empty, stress you could touch. I did homework on milk crates in the back room, stomach rumbling like the bass from passing cars in June. Saw people cry in that alley more times than church. Saw a man overdose leaning on our front porch. Cops came late, ambulance even later. Neighbors whispered he was clean for a year. Poor neighbor, this wasn't poetry, this was survival. Liquor store, knee on my Bible. Every argument and every siren, every slam shaped me more than any textbook ever can.
Living above the liquor store, we seen things kids shouldn't see, but somehow that little apartment still made a family out of me.
I remember my uncle sleeping on our couch 3 months straight, fresh out of county, trying not to go back to the same fate. Job apps on the table, rejection letters and stacks. He light a cigarette, stare at the ceiling, try not to crack. Had a crush on the girl downstairs, Tasha with the braids. She'd help her mom sweep up after long days. We talk on the stairs when the block got quiet. 2 kids dreaming big in a place that never tried it, but a brother caught a case. Wrong place, wrong time. Got 10 years for a pocket he didn't pick. Just crime by design. Court-appointed lawyer didn't even fight right. I saw her cry in the hallway all night. That's the 90's, I know. Not magic, not perfect, just true. Concrete lessons before algebra. Liquor store education, life's angry's tutor.
Living above the liquor store, we seen things kids shouldn't see, but somehow that little apartment still made a family out of me.
Turn it down up there. Years later I moved out, but that place still follows me. Every smell, every sound, every memory hollows me. I ain't ashamed though, those walls raised my soul. Taught me resilience you can't learn on parole. Whenever I drive past, the neon still flickers. Kids hanging out front, same crowd, same pictures. And I pray somebody in that upstairs apartment finds a way out without losing their heart in it. This ain't nostalgia, it's unfinished pain, but it's mine and it's real, and I speak it plain. Liquor store, childhood, crack foundation and more, but somehow it's why I'm still standing there.
Got that back at liquor store.
Home ain't pretty, but it's home.
Hey, hey, going cold. Come on, pick up. We used to pay phones to keep love alive back then. I stand on a corner dialing over and over again. Cheap calling cards, number scratched on my hand. Trying to explain my life in a way you'd understand. You said I never showed up when you needed me most. I was working double shifts, chasing rent like a ghost. But you didn't want to hear excuses on a crackling line. You wanted presence, attention, basic things you should find. I remember hearing cars pass while you cried on the phone, and me looking at the streetlight, feeling painfully alone. I loved you, but the 90's made every love feel hard. No cell phones, no comfort, just a payphone and a prayer card. We were 2 kids in a city that didn't care if we broke, trying to build a future with no money, just hope. And every time I said I'm sorry, I meant it deep. But you can't hug somebody through a payphone. Beep, beep. Payphone apologies, standing out in the cold, convincing you not to leave. Static in the line, tears in your sleep. Love was harder than crime in the 90's. said I love the block more than I loved your time. Said every missed call felt like another crime. Truth is, I was scared to be the man you deserve. Scared of failing, scared of pain, scared of every word. My boy got locked up, my brother got jumped, and you felt me drifting each time the world dumped. More weight on my back than I could carry alone, and you got tired of begging me to come home. I'd be outside the bodega at midnight trying to explain, talking low so the hustlers wouldn't hear my pain. You'd ask, why can't you tell me this face to face? But in my house, silence filled every space. We weren't bad people, just young, poor, overwhelmed. Two kids on a sinking ship trying to take the helm. Every relationship on my block ended the same. Distance, poverty, pride, or shame. Please don't let this be the night she stops picking up. One night you answered with a shaky hello. I knew from that tone you were ready to let go. You said, I can't do this, baby, I'm sorry, but I'm done. My breath fogged the receiver like wind swallowed my lungs. I wanted to run to you, hold you, prove you wrong, but the truth was we've been breaking for too long. Love ain't enough when life heavy as rent. When every dream requires money you already spent. We didn't break up from lack of love. We broke cause we didn't have the life we dreamed of. Now every time I pass that corner payphone stand, and I see my younger self holding hope in his hand. And sometimes I wish I could call you again, just to say I get it now. You deserve more back then. Phone apologies, standing out in the cold, convincing you not to leave. Static in the line, tears in your sleeves. Love was harder than crime in the 90's streets. Calls.
Yeah. The fridge light at 2 a.m. was my nightlight. Walking into the kitchen, hoping the vibes ain't ignite. Dad sitting at the table with that blank stare again. Half empty bottles, same arguments waiting to begin. He wasn't violent, just broken, tired, ashamed. But as a kid, you don't know how to process someone drained. I pretend I was thirsty, act like I didn't notice, trying to keep the peace with small talk. Soft focus, he'd say, you should be asleep, in a shaky voice. But I stayed because leaving never felt like a choice. Kids in school joked about drunk uncles and deadbeat dads, not knowing how deep them jokes cut, how bad mom worked nights. So I was the one watching him fall, cleaning cups, hiding bottles, praying he wouldn't call anyone with slurred words he'd regret in the morning. Living with a storm that never gave warning.
Fridge light at 2 a.m. Reveal truths we hid from them. Trying to hold a grown man's pain when I was only 10.
People think addiction always looks violent or wild, but sometimes it looks like a silent, defeated child. Watching their father melt into the chair, trying to act normal though fear fills the air. He'd say, I'm sorry, I'm trying, but the cycle spun, and I wipe his tears before the sun. I learned to pour liquor down the drain slow, so the sound wouldn't wake him. Quiet sorrow, went to school smelling like last night's defeat. Teacher asking if we had enough food to eat. I lied smooth, kids from broken homes learn early how to hide the pain, keep the answers blurry. On weekends I'd help him shave so he'd look alive. Iron his work shirt so he could survive. Did the chores, cooked meals, made sure he ate. Childhood heavy as rent that's always late.
Fresh out at 2 a.m. Reveal truths we hid from them. Trying to hold a grown man's pain when I was only 10.
I'm sorry, son. It's okay, Dad. Just go to sleep. Got sober years later. I won't lie, I'm proud, but part of that kid in me still hides in the crowd. Even today, bright lights make me flinch inside, cause fridge lights remind me of the times he cried. We talk sometimes about those nights in the kitchen. He says you saved me, but I say we were both just wishing for help, for peace, for things we never had. Two broken people, one child, one dad. Not every story ends with miracles and clean slates, but ours found calm after countless heavy weights. And every time I open the fridge late at night, I see that boy again in the cold blue light. Good night, Dad. Good night, Dad.
I heard the door slam again. It always meant trouble.
My brother was my hero before the block took him. Before late nights, wrong friends, bad choices shook him. He used to walk me to school, joke around, keep me safe. But slowly I saw the changes in his eyes and his face. Started coming home late, smelling like trouble. Whispers in the kitchen, mom crying on the double. Dad gone, so she carried the whole weight alone. Trying to pull a young man back from a world already grown. I hear arguments, I told you don't run with them boys. He say, I ain't got options, ma. Life don't give us many choices. I was 10 trying to understand what that meant. Watching him sink deeper as bills came and went. He wasn't evil, wasn't stupid, wasn't heartless. Just tired of seeing the world treat us all like targets. One night he came home bruised, limping slow. And I asked him, why you do this? He said, you'll never know how heavy life get when you try to grow. With no money, no help, and nowhere to go.
When my brother took the wrong turn, I pray someday he'd return. Life hits harder than we learn, and some lessons only burn.
When my brother took the wrong turn, I pray someday he'd return. Life is harder than we learn, and some lessons only burn. The police came looking one night, flashlights in our face. Neighbors pretending they ain't watching from their place. Mom trembling saying please, he's still my child. But the world sees a suspect, not a boy gone wild. I hid behind the couch, heart beating like drums. Fear tasting like metal on my tongue. They left without him, but that didn't feel safe. I knew his path was closing like a fist on his face. He started sleeping less, pacing holes in the floor, stashing cash in socks, hiding clothes in the drawer. He tell me, stay in school, don't be like me. Even while doing things he knew I never wanted to see. He missed my birthday, my game, my school show, but I still loved him more than he'd ever know. Family ain't simple, it's heavy, cracked and bent, full of people trying to live through the pain life sent.
He'll be alright. He'll be alright.
Right? One morning morning he knocks softly, sun barely up, eyes red, clothes torn, whole life in a cup. Said, "Ma, I'm tired, I can't keep going, bro. Tryna pretend I'm some thug, this whole thing's a joke." He wasn't crying, but he looked close to the edge, like a man who finally steps down from the ledge. Mom made him breakfast, handshaking but steady. She been waiting for that moment, heart bruised but ready. Took him months to pull back, years to stay clean. And even now life ain't as calm as it seems. He works nights, keeps quiet, avoids the old scene. Still haunted by the ghosts of 17. But he's here, he's alive, he survived the worst. And I learned sometimes the strongest break first. Now when I look at him, I see a man who earned every scar, every lesson, every corner he turned. I'm glad he made it back.
You good?
You good? Yeah, I just need a place for a while.
Cousin on the couch, blankets never folded right. Lived with us for 2 weeks, that turned into a long night. Mom said family's family, but stress filled the room. Too many bodies in a space built for two. He wake up early trying not to be a burden, but you could feel the weight every time the front door opened. He lost his job, girlfriend left, felt like a ghost. Moving in with us was the thing he hated most. I shared my room, split space, shared air. We talked late at night cause neither of us slept fair. He told me things I wasn't old enough to hear, but pain don't wait for age, it just appears. Sometimes dad would whisper, how long he staying, huh? Mom would say, don't do that, he's got nowhere to run. And I see cousins stare at his shoes when they said it, blame himself for the tension even when he didn't spread it.
Cousin on the couch, trying to figure his life out. We were crowded but we cared, even when love felt wearing and loud. Cousin on the couch, trying to figure his life out. We were crowded but we cared, even when love felt wearing and loud.
He helped mom with groceries, fixed the door hinge, trying to pay rent back in favors and small things. Started working part-time at the gas station down the block, leaving early, coming home late, dead tired from the clock. Sometimes he smoke on the fire, escape to clear his mind, staring at the traffic like answers he could find. I sit with him, ask questions kids ask too much. He'd say, listen little man, life gon' hit you tough. He wasn't a saint, wasn't a problem, just human, trying to stay afloat in a world always moving. But houses in the 90's ain't built with spare wings. One extra body changes everything. Arguments rose, patience fell, love got tested in a tiny shell. But somehow every night we made space, even if that meant giving up half my mattress place. I got the job. For real? Yeah. I could start Monday. One morning he packed up slow, bag small but hope big. Said thank y'all, I know I've been heavy as a twig, snapping on the family tree, but you held me together. Mom hugged him tight, said we weather storms, it's whatever. He moved out, got his own space, came back for dinner sometimes, laughing like he didn't spend months trapped between the lines. Years later he told me that couch saved my life, and I realized love ain't always smooth, sometimes it's dry. Cousin still calls me on birthdays just to check in, to tell your mom she my angel back then. Whenever I see a couch with blankets messed up, I remember how cramped rooms still kept us all up. You always got a place here.
Cousin on the couch.
Another night. same shit. Graveyard shift coffee, burnt bitter, no sugar, just enough caffeine to keep a grown man from losing it. Third shift at the warehouse, back aching, eyes red, doing overtime just to keep my landlord off my head. Supervisor talking slick, but I need the hours. 2 kids at home and the rent got power. My girl pissed cause I'm never there. She saying you work too much, but who's gonna pay daycare? I'm clocking and tired, clocking out broke, hands smelling like cardboard, lungs full of smoke. Late 90's ain't kind to a man with no degree, just warehouses, temp jobs, and street debris. Co-workers arguing over who stole whose lunch. Everybody stressed, short fuse, loud punch. We all one bad week from a meltdown, a fight, and that fluorescent hum make everything feel like night.
Graveyard shift coffee keeps my eyes open barely. Life don't pause nobody, bills don't care who you gotta be.
Graveyard shift coffee. Graveyard shift coffee. Graveyard shift coffee
Keeps my eyes open barely.
Life don't pause for nobody. Graveyard shift coffee
Keeps my eyes open barely.
Life don't pause for nobody. Graveyard break room full of grown men asleep on chairs, steel toe boots off, socks smelling like the spare phones on silent cause home keeps blowing up. Arguments waiting for sunrise like poison in a cup. Boss want faster loads, he don't lift shit himself, just print papers and threaten to cut someone else. I swallow pride cause pride don't pay for groceries, and being a man feel like a job with no Sunday. Sometimes I stare at the vending machine lights, think about quitting, think about fights with my girl cause I missed another birthday. I came home dead tired and forgot what she said. Friend on my shift got divorced last month. She left cause he was never home, reality blunt. He cried in the loading dock behind stack crates. Said bro, I'm just tired of life's heavyweight plates. And
Graveyard shift coffee
keeps my eyes open
barely. Life don't pause nobody, bills don't care who you gotta be.
Graveyard shift coffee. Graveyard shift coffee. Graveyard shift coffee
Keeps my eyes open barely.
Life don't pause for nobody. Graveyard shift coffee
Keeps my eyes open barely.
Life don't pause for nobody. Breaks over. Sunrise hit different when you ain't slept at all. When your whole life feel like one long haul. Walking to the bus stop, eyes burn knees weak, trying to stay awake while the world starts its week. I get home, my girl's leaving for her own shift. She don't kiss me, don't look, the distance is stiff. Kids asleep, so I just stand in the dark, listening to my bones creak like a worn out park. Took a shower that felt like washing off failure, but bills on the table always wake up earlier. I lay in bed hearing neighbors argue next door, then dream about a life I ain't touched before. But I get up nightly, cause if I don't grind, who will? Even broken men keep showing up out of shit will. Graveyard shift coffee, burnt bitter, no cream. Some nights it's the only thing keeping me in the scheme.
Graveyard shift coffee,
Damn bitter,
no cream. Some nights it's the only thing keeping me in the scheme.
Graveyard shift coffee. Graveyard shift coffee. Graveyard shift coffee
Keeps my eyes open barely.
Life don't pause for nobody. Graveyard shift coffee
Keeps my eyes open barely.
Life don't pause for nobody. Graveyard shift. Y'all tonight. Due to restructuring, 15 years at the same damn job. Showed up early, stayed late, never robbed a single sick day, never complained once. Then they hand me a letter like a sucker punch. Effective immediately, that's corporate speak. But pack your desk, we don't need you next week. Security walked me out like I stole something. Box of photos, coffee mug, pride worth nothing. Drove home in silence, couldn't tell my wife yet. Pulled in the driveway, just sat there and wept. Mortgage due, car note, insurance, the lights. And unemployment don't cover half our life. Started sending applications every single day. 200 resumes, 10 callbacks. They all say overqualified or we went another direction. Translation, you're too old for this profession. The layoff letter.
50 years don't mean a thing. When the money stops, everything starts to sting.
Wife tried to hide the stress, but I could see it. Kids asking why we can't eat out, barely feed it. The shame of being a man who can't provide. Watching the work doubles while your ego dies. Start taking temp jobs, delivery shifts. Anything to stop the financial cliff. Old co-workers stop calling, friends disappear. Guess loyalty only counts when your check's cleared. Went to interviews in my only good suit. 22-year-olds asking why there's gaps in my roof. Explain the layoff, try to sound strong, but you can see I'm thinking I did something wrong. Credit cards max, savings account dry. Had to choose between the electric or food supply. This ain't the 90's dream, they sold us an ad. This the reality of working class dads.
Hi, this is Jennifer from HR. Unfortunately, we've decided to move forward with other candidates. We wish you the best of luck in your search.
Finally got hired, have to pay twice the drive, but at least the lights stayed on, at least we survived. Benefits don't kick in for another 3 months, so we pray nobody gets sick in the hunt. I see younger cats stressing the same fears today. Economy cycles, but the struggle don't change its way. Plan closures, downsizing, budget cuts, restructure, different decade. Same workers getting ruptured now. When I see that envelope on someone's desk, I know that look, that quiet distress. The layoff letter ain't just paper and ink. It's your whole world reaching the brink. But we still here, still breathing, still fight. Even when the corporation don't treat us right.
Gotta tell her tonight. Gotta tell her tonight.
Sir, do you have insurance? No. Okay, we'll still treat you, but
chest pain hit me hard at 2 a.m. Thought I was dying, couldn't breathe again. Wife called 911, tears in her voice. Ambulance came, didn't have a choice. Emergency room tests, x-rays, the whole route. Doctor said you're lucky, we figured it out. Panic attack mixed with exhaustion and stress, but the real heart attack came when I saw what's next. Bill arrived 3 weeks later in the mail. $42,000 made my face turn pale. For 6 hours in a room and some basic scans. Now my whole life's crumbling in my hands. No insurance, couldn't afford the monthly cost. Now one night of fear means everything's lost. Started getting calls from collection agencies, credit score tanked. Dreams became tragedies, the hospital bill.
One night, a lifetime of death. They saved my life, then buried what's left.
Try to set up payment plans, $300 a month, but rent's $1,400 and groceries front load the brunt. Lights, water, car, phone, where's the money gon' come? Medical debt, don't care if you broke or none. Wife picked up extra shifts, I worked through the pain, but every month we sinking deeper, drowning in the rain. Can't buy a house, can't get along. One emergency turned our future to stone. People talk about pull yourself up by the bootstraps, but how you climb when every month's a relapse. This ain't about being lazy or not working hard. This about a system that leaves you scarred. Saw my neighbor go through the same last year. Cancer treatments left him buried in fear. Lost his house, lost his car, lost his wife. Medical bills in America take your whole life.
Amount due, $42,386.79.
Now I avoid doctors, even when I'm hurt, cause I know one visit means another death I'll birth. This the choice they give us, die or go broken. Both outcomes feel like the same damn choke. I see people crowdfunding surgeries online, begging strangers for help just to stay alive. Richest country in the world, they claim with pride, but we dying in the streets while they count dollar signs. The 90's had this problem, 2025 got it worse. Medical death, the most American curse. So when I tell this story, it ain't just mine. It's millions of people walking the same line, one emergency away from losing it all. Praying you don't trip, hoping you don't fall.
This is a call regarding an outstanding medical bill. Please call us back at
I see my eyes and don't need for start.
You have 30 days to vacate. Came home from work, saw the paper on the door. Bright orange notice, couldn't ignore it no more. Eviction 30 days behind 3 months rent. Every dollar I made already spent. Tried to talk to the landlord, man was ice cold. Business is business, that's what I've been told. 15 years in this apartment, raised my kids here. Now I'm packing up my life, driven by fear. Called my sister, no room at her place. Called my boy, he barely got space. Shutters full, motels cost more than rent. Homelessness creeping like a bill I can't prevent. Started boxing up everything we own. Kids asking questions in a worried tone. Where we going, Dad? Why we gotta leave? Trying to stay strong when you barely believe. Oh, eviction notice on the door. 30 days and you ain't home no more. One missed payment, life on the floor. This the America they don't talk about in store. Went to social services, filled out the forms. Waited 4 hours in a room full of storms. Other family, broken kids crying, mother stress. System so backed up, barely helps the distress. They gave me a list of resources to try. Hotline numbers that don't pick up when you dial. Emergency housing, 6-month wait list. Meanwhile, I got 2 weeks before I'm dismissed. Sold my TV, sold my couch, sold my rings, just to get enough for a storage unit for things. Had to choose what to keep, what to leave behind. 20 years of memory sorted in borrowed time. Boss at work, don't know I'm about to be homeless. Keep showing up, smiling, pretending I'm focused. But every night I'm searching Craigslist, begging strangers, please, I got kids, we just need somewhere safer.
You think Grandma got room?
I don't know, baby, we'll figure it out. Found a spot last minute, smaller, farther out. First, last deposit, wipe the savings account. Moved in the middle of the night with a borrowed truck. Whole block watching like we ran out of luck. New place got roaches, he barely works. But at least we got a roof, at least it's not the dirt. Kids share a room now, no space to play. But we survived the eviction, lived another day. People think homelessness is lazy folks on the street, but it's one paycheck away from most people you meet. Medical bill, car breakdown, layoff, divorce. Any one of these can set you off course. Now every time I pay rent, I hold my breath, cause I know that orange paper could mean death. Not literal, but the death of stability, the death of the lie called the American dream for me.
made it for now.
Who's this? I don't know.
Who's it?
Who's this? I don't know.
Found the messages late one night while you slept. Phone buzzing on the counter, curiosity crept. Opened it up, saw a name I ain't know. Scrolled through the thread, felt my whole body go cold. I miss you, can't wait to see you again. Timestamps matching nights, you said you were friends. Years of I love you, years of building this life. Now I'm sitting in the dark, questioning my wife. Didn't wake you up, couldn't face it yet. Just sat there staring at the ceiling, drowning in regret. Should I confront you? Should I pack and leave? Or pretend I never saw it, let myself believe? Went to work the next day, moving like a ghost. Call workers asking if I'm good, I say yeah, mostly. But inside I'm screaming, inside I'm broke. Every smile you gave me now feels like a joke.
The affair nobody knew about. Secrets burn the house down. Love don't die loud, it drowns without a sound. The affair nobody knew about. Secrets burn the house down. Love don't die loud, it drowns without a sound.
Started noticing the signs I ignored before. Late nights, new perfume, distance at the door. How long it's been going on? Months? Years? Do our friends know? Are they hiding their sneers? I checked the bank account, saw the hotel charges. Dinners I ain't eat, places way past our margin. Felt stupid, felt blind, felt betrayed, but also felt guilty like I pushed you away. Did I work too much? Was I cold, unavailable? Or was this just you wanting something more flammable? Either way, the trust we built is shattered glass. And I don't know if love can survive this type of crash. Thought about revenge, thought about leaving, thought about the kids, thought about them grieving. This ain't a simple choice like the movies pretend. Real life is messy when relationships end. We need to talk about what? You know what? You cried, said it meant nothing, said you'd end it. Said you love me, said you're sorry, said you're committed. But how do I believe you when the proof is clear? How do I trust again when I'm drowning in fear? Therapists said marriages survive this all the time, but she ain't the one replaying messages in her mind. Some days I wanna fix it, some days I wanna run. Most days I'm just numb, waiting for the sun. We're still together, barely trying to rebuild, but the foundation cracked, and I don't know if it's sealed. Kids don't know, friends don't know, we wear the mask. But every night I wonder how long this act will last. Infidelity don't always end in divorce court. Sometimes it ends in silence, a slow death retort. Two people living in the same house, separate lives, holding on to the ghost of what survived.
The affair nobody knew about. Secrets burn the house down. Love don't die loud, it drowns without a sound. The affair nobody knew about. Secrets burn the house down. Love don't die loud, it drowns without a sound.
Good night.
Who's this? I don't know.
We've decided to go in a different direction. Congratulations to the new manager. 5 years putting in the work, never missed a day. Stayed late, came early, did whatever they'd say. Boss pulled me aside 6 months ago, said keep it up, that promotion's yours to own. So I worked hard, I took on extra load. Trained new highs, fixed problems, walked the road. Skipped family dinners, missed my kids' recital. All for a promise that turned out to be tribal. Meeting call, Whole team gather round. Manager announces the new boss. Heart sank to the ground. It's the new guy, been here less than a year. Smiled in my face while I choked on the fear. He brings fresh perspective, they said with a grin. Translation, he's younger, he fits in. I'm too old, too tired, too set in my ways. Even though I built this department for minimum raise. The promotion that went to someone else. 5 years of loyalty put on the shelf. They want your labor, not your wealth. Just a cog in the machine that benefits their health. New boss started changing everything I built. Took credit for my projects without the guilt. Had me train him on systems I designed. While he sat in meetings I should have been assigned. Call workers whisper, man, it's messed up. But nobody spoke up when the higher up showed up. Office politics, a game I never learned to play. Cause I thought hard work was enough to pave the way. Started updating my resume on lunch breaks. Sending applications while I smile through the ache. But at my age, with my experience, I'm overqualified. Or they want someone cheaper, same skill. Younger eyes trapped in a job that don't respect my grind. Watching people leap over me who kissed the right behinds. This the corporate dream they sold us in school. Work hard, stay loyal, but they changed the rules. Oh, the promotion that went to someone else. 5 years of loyalty put on the shelf. They want your labor, not your wealth. Just a cog in the machine that benefits their health. Went home that night, wife saw it in my face. They passed you over, didn't they? She read my disgrace. I nodded slow, couldn't even find the words. 20 years of hustling reduced to we prefer. She held me tight, said baby it's their loss. But that don't pay the bills or make me the boss. Feels like every year they take a piece of my soul. Give just enough to keep me, but never make me whole. The story ain't unique, it's every worker's fit. Putting in the time just to get nowhere. Merit means nothing when it's all about the game. And I'm too damn tired to play for their fame. So I stay, I work, I collect my check. But the fire that drove me, man, it's wrecked. The promotion that went to someone else taught me loyalty only protects their wealth. Yeah, the promotion that went to someone else taught me loyalty only protects their wealth. Maybe tomorrow I'll start looking for real. You gotta be strong for the family. Standing at the funeral in my father's old suit, watching the casket lower, feeling emotionally mute. Everybody crying, cousin collapsed at the grave, but I'm just standing there, couldn't access the pain. Not cause I didn't love him, not cause I didn't care, but life taught me to bury feelings to keep from despair. People hugging me saying let it out, it's okay. But I learned early that tears don't make problems go away. Had to handle arrangements, calls, finances, the estate. Didn't have time to grieve, someone had to navigate. Made sure mama ate, made sure bills got paid. Held everybody else up while I silently decayed. Pastor said celebrate their life, don't want a loss. But I'm stuck between remembering and paying the cost. Death expensive, casket plots, flowers to wake. Out here calculating sorrow by every dollar it takes.
So I couldn't cry. Everyone watching, expecting me to break. But I learned to hold it, even when my heart's at stake.
Week after the burial, life moved on fast. Everybody back to normal, I'm stuck in the past. Still getting calls asking how you holding up. I say I'm good, even though I'm barely holding much. Grief hit me later, 3 months down the line. Breaking down in grocery stores, losing track of time. Couldn't explain it, couldn't control when it came. Just waves of sadness crashing without shame. People don't talk about delayed grief, the kind of weights that shows up when you're driving, when you're washing plates. You'll be fine for weeks, then smell their cologne, and suddenly you're sobbing in the shower alone. Men especially taught to man up and stay strong, but the strength turns toxic when it lasts too long. I should've cried at the funeral, should've let it pour, but I was busy being the rock everyone leaned on for sure.
I'm sorry I didn't cry that day.
I just didn't know how. Now when I visit the grave, I talk out loud. Tell them everything I should've said to the crowd. Apologize for not being emotional enough, for acting like death was something I could touch. Truth is, grief don't got a timeline or a script. Some people wail immediately, some people just sit. Neither way is wrong, neither way is weak. We all process loss in the language we speak. I see other folks at funerals holding back tears, and I wanna tell them it's gonna hit you in years. Don't judge yourself for not breaking down. Sometimes survival means you can't make a sound, but when it comes, let it come. Don't fight the flood, cause grief that's buried grows roots in your blood.
The funeral I couldn't cry. Everyone watching, everyone watching, expecting me to break, but I learned to hold it, even when my heart's at stake. Everyone watching, expecting me to break.
I'll come back next week.
Yo, it's me. Hit me back when you get this. We still good for Saturday. Alright, peace. Message saved Davis of that days ago.
We was close, closer than brothers if I'm honest. Knew each other's secrets, dreams, flaws, and wants. But somewhere between jobs, relationships, and stress, we stopped calling, stopped texting, stopped connecting. I guess it wasn't beef, wasn't drama, wasn't hate. Just life moving fast and we couldn't keep the same pace. He got married, I stayed single, different priorities. Slowly the calls went from daily to minorities. Last time we spoke real, it was brief and shallow. We should link up soon, but we never follow. Now it's been 2 years, maybe more, and I don't even know if he lives here anymore. I see his pictures on social media sometimes. Looks happy, looks busy, looks like he's fine. But I wonder if he thinks about me too, if he replays old memories like I do.
The friend who disappeared, not gone, just distant. Life pulled us apart,
and neither of us resisted.
a friend who disappeared, not gone, just distant. Life pulled us apart,
And neither of us resisted. Well, I think about the nights we stayed up scheming, talking about the future like we both was dreaming. He wanted to start a business, I wanted to create. Now we both working jobs just to carry the weight. Wonder if he feels stuck like I do. Wonder if he ever thinks, man, I miss my crew. Or maybe he moved on, built a whole new circle, and I'm just a chapter in a book that's now in purple. I almost called him yesterday, finger on his name. What do I even say after all this time and shame? Hey, sorry I ghosted. Life got complicated, or just pretend like nothing happened. Time never waited. Truth is, male friendships hard to maintain. Society don't teach us how to nurture through the pain. We just drift, assume the other's good, never check in, cause we think we should.
and disappeared, not gone, just distant. Life pulled us apart,
And neither of us resisted.
the friend who disappeared, not gone, just distant. Life pulled us apart,
And neither of us resisted. Yeah. You've reached reached.
Saw his mom at the store last week. She hugged me tight, said he asked about you. Says he miss you, right? I smiled, said tell him call me anytime. But deep down I know we both let that friendship die. Not from malice, not from anger, just from life. The slow fade out, that cuts deeper than a knife. No dramatic ending, no big falling out. Just two people who stop figuring it out. I keep his number saved, labeled day one, even though it's been forever since we had fun. Maybe one day I'll stop being too proud. Pick up the phone, say what's been weighing me down. But for now, he's the friend who disappeared. Not dead, not gone, just no longer near. And that's the saddest kind of loss, I swear. When somebody's alive but they ain't really there.
The friend who disappeared, not gone, just distant. Life pulled us apart,
and neither of us resisted.
the friend who disappeared, not gone, just distant. Life pulled us apart,
and neither of us resisted.
I should call him tomorrow.
No new messages. No new messages. Yeah.
Been waiting years for you to say you're sorry for the lies that hurt, the way you treated me poorly. But that call never came, that text never sent, and I'm stuck holding pain. You'll never relent. You wronged me clear, everybody saw it, but you moved on quick like it never happened, bought it. Painted me the villain in your story to friends, but I'm still here healing from the wounds you penned. I rehearse what I'd say if you ever reached out. Practice forgiveness, practice letting go of the doubt, but silence your weapon, distance your shield. I'm left with a wound that ain't properly healed. People say move on, don't wait for closure, but how you close a door that somebody left open over your shoulder? How you forgive when they don't think they're wrong? How you heal when the apology never comes along?
the apology I never got. Still waiting on words you'll never say. I had to free myself, even though you never showed the way. The apology I never got.
I see you living good, posting happy pictures, while I'm still processing the emotional strictures. You don't lose sleep, you don't think twice. Meanwhile, I'm unpacking therapy advice. Part of me wishes karma comes for you. Another part just wants to feel brand new. But holding grudges only poisons me. Not you, you're unbothered, totally free. So I'm learning to let go without the words I need. To forgive not for you, but so I can breathe. It ain't fair, it ain't right, it ain't just. But my peace can't depend on if you adjust. This the hardest lesson life ever taught. Sometimes closure is something you create, not bought. The apology I never got still stings deep, but I refuse to let it steal my sleep.
You perceive a milligrams. You have on words I'll never say. I had to free myself, even though you never showed the way. You apology I never cried.
You have no new messages. I wrote you letters I'll never send. Said everything I needed just to comprehend. Burned them later, watched the smoke rise. Symbolic closure through my own eyes. I stopped checking if you'd acknowledge the hurt. I stopped hoping you'd admit you dragged me through dirt. Cause my healing can't wait on your conscience to wait. I gotta move forward for my own mental sake. Some people go their whole lives never saying sorry, never owning damage, never feeling worried. That's their burden, their karma, their weight. Mine is learning to forgive and not wait. So this my apology to myself. I'm sorry I let you damage my mental health. I'm sorry I waited, sorry I stayed. But I'm free now, even if the debt ain't paid.
I don't need it anymore.
Here we go again. Alarm at 5 a.m., same routine every day. Shower, coffee, uniform, feeling dead anyway. Drive through traffic to a job that kills my soul, but the benefits and paycheck got me in a hole. Boss treats us like machines, not human beings. Micromanage every task, questions everything. Call workers burned out, zombies at the desk, but nobody leaves cause we all got families to protect. I got a mortgage, car note, insurance to pay. Kids need braces, wife needs surgery one day. Can't afford to quit, can't afford to stay. Trapped in golden handcuffs that get tighter every day. Used to have dreams, used to have ambition. Now I'm just surviving in corporate submission. Every Sunday night, my stomach starts to ache. Monday morning dread that I can't shake. Another job I hate but can't leave. Bills don't care if I can't breathe. Golden handcuffs on my wrist. Freedom, something I can't risk. Yo, 8 hours turned to 10, 10 turned to 12. They cut staff but expect more mental health on the shelf. Do more with less, that's the corporate motto. Meanwhile executives cash bonuses, live la vida lotto. I miss my kids' games cause of mandatory overtime. Miss anniversaries, birthdays, everything but nine. My wife says you're never home, and she ain't wrong. But how I pay for home if I don't play alone? Thought about going back to school, switching careers, but I'm too old, too broke, too buried in fear. Student loans would crush me, starting over's a myth. So I stay in this prison, convinced it's what I'm built with. They dangle promotions like carrots on strings, keep you hustling, hoping, believing in things that never materialize, just keep you in place while they profit off the stress written all over your face. And not the job I hate but can't leave. Bills don't care if I can't breathe. Golden handcuffs on my wrist. Freedom, something I can't risk.
Another ticket, another complaint, another day.
Talked to HR once about the toxic environment. They smiled, took notes, then nothing. No deployment systems built to protect the company, not the worker. You speak up, you get labeled as a troublesome lurker. So you get head down, collect your check, go home exhausted, too drained to reflect. Weekend spent recovering from the weekly grind. Never enough time to actually unwind. I see younger folks quitting, chasing their dreams, and part of me envies their courage, it seems. But I got 20 years in, got a pension to claim, so I suffer through another decade of this pain. This the trap they don't warn you about in school, how comfort and fear become the cruelest tools. The job I hate but can't leave defines my days, and I'm too tired to fight, too broke to change my ways. And I done tried, I hate but can't leave. Bills don't care if I can't breathe. Golden handcuffs on my wrist. Freedom, something I can't risk. Just gotta make it to Friday. And do it all again. I'm sorry. There's no heartbeat. Hand squeezing hand. We were 12 weeks in, started telling close friends. Picked out names, painted walls, imagined the blend of our lives with a child, how everything would change. Then one morning, bleeding, everything rearranged. Emergency room, cold lights, worried faces. Doctor's words hit slow, hearts in separate places. I'm sorry, there's no heartbeat, words that freeze time. My wife's silent scream still echoes in my mind. They called it common, said 1 in 4. Like statistic, ease the pain of what you're grieving for. Send us home with pamphlets, try again soon. But how you try again when you're stuck in this womb? She blamed herself, I saw it in her eyes. Even though the doctor said it's nature's design, I tried to stay strong, held her while she cried. But inside I was breaking, drowning in the tide.
The miscarriage we don't talk about, silent grief that fills a house, empty room, shattered dreams. Nothing's ever what it seems.
People don't know what to say, so they say nothing. Or worse, it wasn't meant to be. Like that helps the suffering. Friends disappeared, couldn't handle our pain. Left us alone in the endless rain. She stopped going out, stopped answering calls. I watched her fade, fell helpless through it all. Men ain't taught how to grieve this kind of loss. Society expects us to just bear the cross. But I named him, yeah, I said him in my head. Talk to him sometimes before I went to bed. Wonder what he looked like, sound like, be like, and feel guilty for dreaming about a life that never got to start, never got to breathe. Just a hope that left there as quickly as the leaves. Sex became complicated, loaded with fear. Every try reminder of what disappeared. Our relationship strained under grief's weight. Two people mourning differently, can't communicate.
And know that you feel like it's fine.
Months later, people ask, when y'all having kids? Like we ain't already parents to the one we did. Lose, love, mourn, and never got to meet. Like our grief don't count, cause it ain't complete. We joined a support group, found others like us, couples carrying the weight. Learning to trust that healing ain't linear. Grief comes in waves, some days you're okay, some days you're enslaved. We tried again, took a year to build courage. Every doctor visit filled with trauma and worry. She got pregnant, carried the term, had a healthy son. But the job was complicated by the previous one. We never forgot, never moved on clean. Just learned to carry both, the loss and the dream. Now when I look at my son, I think about his sibling. Wonder if he feels it too. That missing rhythm, the miscarriage we don't talk about, shaped who we are. Taught us grief and love can exist in the same heart.
The miscarriage we don't talk about, silent grief that fills the house, empty room, shattered dreams. Nothing's ever what it seems. We'll always remember you. We'll always remember you. Everybody sign here and here. Starting over at 50, I'm auto rapper delete.
Everybody said we were the perfect couple. 20 years deep, 2 kids, house in the suburb bubble. But what they saw at dinners wasn't what we lived. Behind closed doors, we had nothing left to give. Stopped being lovers years ago, became roommates. Slept in separate beds, avoided real debates. Stayed together for the kids, that's what we claimed. But the kids felt the tension, knew we were just playing games. One night she said, I can't do this anymore. And honestly, I felt relief more than sore. We both knew it was over, been over for a while. Just took courage to admit we've been faking the smile. File papers quiet, didn't tell nobody yet. Wanna figure out the details, how to split the debt. House, car, savings, custody arrangements. Love reduced to legal language and estrangements.
The divorce nobody saw coming. We hit the cracks too well. 20 years of pretending. Now we're both in separate hells. The divorce nobody saw coming. We hit the cracks too well. 20 years of pretending. Now we're both in separate hells.
Telling the kids was the hardest conversation. Watching their world shatter their foundation. They cried, asked why, asked if it's their fault. Had to reassure them through their emotional assault. We still love you, this ain't about you, but how you explain it, all problems to a 10-year-old's view. They shuttled between houses, forgot things at both spots. Holidays became negotiations, family dinners turned to thoughts. Friends took sides, even though we said don't. Some disappeared completely, relationships broke. Her family blamed me, my family blamed her. Everybody got an opinion on what we were, but they ain't lived through the silent dinners, the separate lives, the intimacy that withered. Easy to judge from the outside looking in, but marriage is complicated and ours couldn't win.
You want the couch, or should I take it? I don't care, you pick. Moved into a one-bedroom across the
Moved into a one-bedroom across town. Furnished it with IKEA, feeling like I drowned. 50 years old, starting over alone. Half my paycheck gone, barely afford this home. Dating at this age is weird, exhausting, strange. Apps full of people carrying similar pain and change. But I ain't ready, still processing it and learning how to be single after 2 decades of blend. She moved on quicker, started seeing someone new. Part of me jealous, part of me happy for her too. We're civil now, co-parent pretty well, but sometimes I'm mourn the life we couldn't sell. Not the marriage that needed to die, but the dream of forever, the original try.
The divorce nobody saw coming freed us both, but freedom don't erase the years of growth.
This is my life now.
This is my life now.
Calibre babies.
Started innocent, poker nights with the boys, $20 max. Just drinks and noise, but something clicked when I won that first big hand. To rush the high, suddenly I had a plan. Casinos on weekends, telling my wife I'm working late. Slots, blackjack, sports bets, couldn't regulate. Won sometimes, lost mostly, but the win kept me hooked. Chasing that feeling like a fiend on the book. Maxed out credit cards, took loans I couldn't pay. Pawned my wedding ring, said I lost it one day. She believed me, why wouldn't she? I never lied before, but addiction turns you into someone you were bored. Started betting online when casinos weren't enough. Phone apps, offshore sites, hiding all the rough stuff. Every paycheck gone before the bills got paid. Juggling lies, dodging calls, digging deeper in the grave.
The gambling problem I hit.
Losing everything I built.
One more bet, one more spin.
Drowning deeper in the guilt.
Gambling problem I hit.
Losing everything I built. Deeper in the guilt. Borrowed from my brother, said it's for car repairs. Use it all on spreads, lost it all, didn't care. Desperation clouds your judgment, makes you wide. Convinced the next bet's gonna fix it. Addict's mine, wife found a collection letter I forgot to hide. Asked me what it's for, I lied, said identity theft implied. Someone stole my info, racked up dead in my name. She hugged me, said we'll fix it. God the shame, kids needed school supplies, I had no cash to give. Stole from the piggy banks just so I could live. Another day pretending everything's fine, while secretly I'm crossing every moral line. Hit rock bottom when I bet my son's college fund. Lost it all in one night, what have I become? Sat in my car, contemplating ending it all, but the image of my family kept me from the fall.
The gambling problem I hit.
Losing everything I built.
One more bet, one more spin.
Drowning deeper in the guilt.
The gambling problem
drowning deeper in the guilt. Finally told my wife, she cried, screamed and went silent. The silence hurt worse than any violent reaction she could've had, cause I saw the trust die. I watched her look at me like she don't know this guy. She gave me a choice, treatment or divorce. I chose treatment, started Gamblers Anonymous. Of course, meetings every week, sponsor on speed dial, learning that addiction's a disease, not just denial but clean. 6 months, but the damage is deep. Credit ruined, savings gone, relationship we barely keep. She watches me now, checks accounts, monitor spending. I don't blame her, I destroyed the trust we were tending. Working 2 jobs to pay back what I stole. Years of rebuilding, heavy emotional toll. The gambling problem I hid almost cost me my life, but today I'm sober, fighting, trying to make things right.
The trading pro one day at a time.
Gambling problem I hit.
Losing everything I built.
One more bet, one more spin.
Drowning deeper in the guilt.
Gambling problem I hit.
Losing everything I built.
One more bet, one more spin.
Drowning deeper in the guilt.
Room 247. Here we go.
Hey Ma, it's me.
Never thought I'd be the one choosing a care home. Looking at brochures, calculating what we can't afford alone. Dementia took us slow, piece by piece, till she couldn't remember me. Couldn't live in peace, tried to keep her at home long as we could, but she wandered off twice. Burned a pot of food, doctor said she needs supervision 24/7. And I felt like I failed her, like I'm sending her to heaven, early putting her away, abandoning my duty. Even though I know she needs more than what I'm suiting. Toured 5 facilities, each one depressing. Overworked staff, sterile halls, budget pressing. Picked the best I could afford, signed the papers, moved her in last Tuesday. Guilt been caped in layers. She asked, why you leaving me here alone? Broke my heart, but I couldn't take her home.
Parent in the nursing home. I see you fade a little more each week. I'm doing my best, but guilt won't let me sleep.
Visit twice a week, sometimes 3 if I can. Bring her favorite snacks though, she don't understand who I am most days. Calls me by my father's name, died 10 years ago, but to her it's all the same. Other residents sit in wheelchairs, staring at walls. Families visit rarely, nobody in the hall. Staff does their best, but they stretch paper thin. 12 residents per red, barely time to check in. I feed her sometimes when she forgets how to chew. Wipe her face, hold her hand, pretend she knew that I'm a son, that I love her, that I'm here. But most visits she just stares, lost in fear. Financial strain is real, 6 grand a month. Insurance covers some, but we carry the brunt. Had to sell a house, liquidate her savings. Now we just waiting, counting down the days.
Parent in the nursing home. I see her fade a little more each week. I'm doing my best, but guilt won't let me sleep.
Mom, can you pass the potatoes?
Of course, baby, eat up. Got the call last night, she fell, broke her hip. Surgery scheduled, but at her age it's a dangerous trip. Sat in the waiting room praying to whoever's there, bargaining with God like he's someone who cares about one old woman in a system that's failed, where dignity's expensive and compassion's curtailed. She survived the surgery, but she's weaker now. Barely speaks, barely eats. I don't know how much time is left, but I'm preparing my mind for the call that says she's finally declined. People judge when you put parents in a home, say I'd never do that, but they don't know the sleepless nights, the financial weight, the care, the impossible choice between your life and theirs. I love my mother, did the best I could, and I'll carry this guilt for the rest of my life. Understood?
I'll see you Thursday, Ma.
I can't. Woke up one day and couldn't get out of bed. Not depressed, not sick, just completely dead. Body felt like concrete, mind like static. Every small task felt dramatic and tragic. Caught in sick, first time in 3 years. Boss responded cold, implied I'm faking fears. We all get tired, he said through the phone. But this ain't tired, this is bone deep, unknown. Doctor ran tests, everything came back clean. Say your stress is burnout, you know what I mean. Prescribe rest therapy, time away from work. But how I rest when bills lurk and debt smirks. Burnout ain't recognized like physical disease. People think it's laziness, that you're weak at the knees. But when your brain won't function, body won't comply, and simple things like showering make you wanna cry.
The burnout nobody believes. They said just push through, you'll be fine. But my body shut down, and I lost my mind.
Stopped answering texts, stopped answering calls. Sat in my apartment staring at blank walls. Friends got frustrated, said I'm pushing them away. But I had nothing left to give, nothing left to say. Therapist explained, you've been running on empty for years, ignoring every signal, every sign, every fear. Your body finally said no more, forced you to stop. Now you gotta rebuild from the bottom, not the top. Started small, getting out of bed by noon, taking showers, eating meals. Simple tune, learn to say no, set boundaries at work. Realized I've been a people pleaser to my hurt. But recovery ain't linear, some days I relapse, fall back into old patterns, work myself to collapse. Gotta remind myself daily, rest ain't weakness, and grinding myself to death ain't success or uniqueness. I can't. Society glorifies the hustle, the grind, no sleep. Wear exhaustion like a badge, work yourself deep into an early grave. Call it dedication, but it's just exploitation, dressed as ambition. I see younger folks burning out at 25, barely surviving, wondering if they'll stay alive. System built to drain us, then blame us when we break. Call us lazy, entitled, say we can't take what they took, but they had pensions, stable jobs, affordable housing. We got get work and get robbed. I'm learning to be kind to myself, pace my days, except I can't do everything in unhealthy ways. Burnout almost killed me, literally and true, but it taught me life's more than what you produce. Now rest without guilt, say no without shame. And if people don't like it, I ain't playing their game. Today I rest.
When I grow up, I wanna be. I'm gonna change the world.
I'm gonna change the world. Found an old journal from when I was 17. Pages full of dreams I haven't lived or seen. Wanted to be a musician, tour the world, make art, but life had other plans, reality pulled me apart. Got a girl pregnant senior year, had to get a job. Dreams turned to diapers, responsibility robbed. The version of me that could have been free, traded possibility for stability. Don't regret my kid, loving more than life, but sometimes I wonder about the alternate life, where I chased the dream, took the risk, stayed wild instead of settling down, raising a child. Would I be famous, broke, happy, depressed? Would I have found success or just been stressed? No way to know, can't live both lives, just gotta make peace with the path I survived. The version of me that could have been, live somewhere in dreams I'll never see. But this version right here is the only one that's real to me. The version of me that could have been, Live somewhere in dreams I'll never see. But this version right here is the only one that's real to me. Had a scholarship to study out of state, turned it down to stay close, didn't want to tempt fate. Mom was sick, family needed me around, so I sacrificed my future to stay on stable ground. Friends who left came back successful, thriving. Talk about adventures, careers, freedom, driving, and I'm happy for them, genuinely proud. But sometimes envy whispers quiet, not loud. I became the responsible one to rock the glue, the one who stayed, who sacrificed, who always came through. But who was I before the duty, the weight, the role? Sometimes I can't remember the original soul. Therapy helped me mourn the life I didn't live. Taught me it's okay to grieve the alternative. Not because this life is bad, it's actually good, but because dreams matter even when misunderstood. Look at him, so full of hope. I wonder what he'd think of me now. I'm 50 now, kids grown, mortgage almost paid. Look at my life with gratitude, not dismay. Yeah, I didn't become who I dreamed I'd be, but I became a father, partner, friend, and that ain't easy. The version of me that could have been is a ghost, a beautiful fiction I visit the most. When I'm feeling trapped, when I'm feeling low, when I wonder if I settled or if I was bold. Truth is, every choice creates an alternate fate, and the life I lived is just as valid, just as great as the one I dreamed but never came to pass. Because I'm here, I'm real, and this ain't no rehearsal, it's the last. So I honor the dreamer I was at 17. Thank him for his hope, his vision, his gleam. But I also honor the man I became through the strife, who chose love, responsibility, and a different kind of life. The version of me that could have been is at peace, 'cause the version that is found released. The version of me that could have been, live somewhere in dreams I'll never see. This version right here is the only one that's real to me. The version of me that could have been, live somewhere in dreams I'll never see. This version right here is the only one that's real to me. Grandpa, come play.